My kitchen table has suddenly become the dump all. It's where we work. It's where we have church. It's where I do planning. It's where I just sit and chit chat. And everything seems to get left on the kitchen table. And as you can see, my bird cage is sitting there. It needs a little refreshing. So let's get to it. Hello, I'm Leona Dooley, and this is Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme. Just check out the playlist for I Love Fall, because I do. And those are the kind of things that I put in a playlist and in a series. So you can go from start to finish. And I would love for you to be a part of the family. So please make sure that you subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and that you like and tap the bell to let me know that you want to be notified every time any videos are uploaded. So stay tuned. Let's find a place for everything. Now the computer normally stays here because this is the most convenient place to do our Zooming. But for the moment, it's supposed to be right here so that it's not as obvious, and we can still keep it and have it there, but it doesn't have to take up good real estate. So we'll take care of that. Now, unfortunately, I'm guilty. This is where I dump my handbag, so I need to go put that away too. I have books, I have papers, all of these things need to go. Pens, coffee cup, idea books, all of these things need to go. Mail. All right. Now, let's get cleaned up. It's time for things to look like fall. Now, let's look at our bird cage. I actually set the bird cage in the middle of a tray. And you can see I have my tray there. But I'm going to take that out because it is just taking up too much space. So the tray, bye-bye. All right, we're ready with a clean slate. So I'm going to bring you in a little closer, and then we're going to get busy on this bird cage. Now, for those of you who have been following me for a while, you know that with this bird cage that there are some things about it that remain the same all the time. That is, I have in the bottom of this bird cage garland that I place in here, and it enables me to be able to put items inside and outside. I can secure them, and it just makes for the perfect spot. So I'm getting my candle in there. I have my battery box for the little lights that are also a part of this decor. So I have those, and I'm just doing a little shifting and moving of those around so that I can make sure that my birdcage has plenty of light. Okay. It's been doing a good job, and I've been very happy with that. Now, that portion is fine. I'm going to close this for the time being, and then we'll come back to that, move my coffee cup, and let's get to it. Now, I have some red pipberry. And you know, I like pipberry. It's a good filler, and I'm going to see if there is enough pipberry to go around our lantern. And if so, I'm going to get this on here pretty tight, and then I'm going to secure it with the branches that we have here on the bird cage. So I'm just taking the branches and giving them a twist so that they will stay in place. And you know, some of this can actually probably make it through Christmas, which would be pretty nice to be able to have a head start on some of the Christmas decor. Oh, who's thinking about Christmas? Well, I tell you what, Hobby Lobby is, because they have Christmas decor in. So we have some places that are already thinking about Christmas. So I'm just taking my pine needles and just working them with the pipberry, and then I'll go back and actually intermingle the pipberry, and you know, there's a lot of pipberry that is on this garland, and so we just have to, I want it to take up a certain amount of real estate on the table. I want it to look like it's naturally just growing everywhere. And once we secure everything, then we can just go back through and start to open up the pipberry. So it really almost looks like a wreath, just a regular wreath, even though it's not. Now, you do have to be a little bit careful with it, and sometimes I'm not as careful as I should be. And I may lose a little bit, but not a big piece. Okay, so there we go. We've got pipberry, and you know, of course, I'll be working with this pipberry all throughout our fun part of decorating session. This is so much fun. You know, it's funny. I'm gonna tell you a story. I have a little group of ladies, and we just have a good time. And we were talking about having a Zoom dinner party. And so we've had one since the pandemic has gone on, and that's been so much fun. We even got the husbands to get involved. And we just kind of sat down, everybody had dinner, we caught up, and it was a great time. But you know what, the funny thing is, I had this great brainstorm that we were going to have our next dinner party, and each person would do a tablescape. And I mean, I had envisioned where the camera would go, how I'd be able to share it with you, and that they would just fall right into that they would be so excited to do that. Well, guess what? That didn't happen. I think that they actually spun, their heads spun when I talked about doing it. And they said, that's a no, we don't want to do that. That's too much work. And so, needless to say, I didn't get to do that part of it. So, I also, you know, I'm really not doing a lot of shopping, but I also have this little garland that I am going to work in to my pipberry. And we're going to get that all worked in. So, needless to say, we're having our dinner party, but it's not going to be with tablescapes. I just knew they'd want to do that. Wouldn't they have fun doing that? Well, I thought so, but that was not the case. They weren't up for it. So, you know, we'll have our dinner, we'll have a good time, but that portion of it won't happen. So that's okay, It really was more about just getting to talk to everybody and see everybody on the screen, because we're all church members, and we haven't seen each other, of course, at church either. So it's been tough. This has been hard, trying to keep a social distance with everyone, keep everyone safe, and it has been quite a challenge. And especially if you are a people person, then you're really missing all of the fun of being able to see your buddies. Now, this particular garland, I'm just telling you what I'm doing. This particular garland is one that I got at Hobby Lobby. And actually, I got it at Hobby Lobby last year. And I cut it because of what I was doing with it. So this year, I'm not cutting. And I just want to wrap it around. Gotta get it into our pipberry, intermingle it with the pipberry. That's what I'm doing. I'm kind of letting a little bit of it climb up the side of the bird cage, but I have to be careful about where it climbs because I have to be able to open and close it. So I like that right there. So let's see if I can get that in place. And secure that. I'm just wrapping it around the bars of the bird cage. And then I'll turn it around so you can see. Now obviously I'm not finished and there's a lot more to go, but I kind of like how those leaves are going to climb. So where I can have things climbing, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to have them coming up the bird cage. So it looks like things are growing up and around. Okay, so that's the side you'll be able to see. Now, we have to work on the rest of it. Now, of course, with this bird cage, you know, I always have some type of swag. So we're going to have to work on that swag. We are not finished, but I want you to take a moment and click the like button. And then, if you're not one of my subscribers, please tap that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, because that way you'll know every time I do any kind of decorating or creating right here in the kitchen for the kitchen of Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme. So please take that moment and do it right now. Now I have opened up some Dollar Tree foliage along with one hydrangea that I had from Michael's and in green, and I'm going to take my ribbon and I am going to tie my ribbon, because you know I fix my ribbon so that it can be used, and that not only can the ribbon be reused on something else, but the flowers also can be reused in another arrangement. So I'm taking it and I'm flipping it over. Like I said, these are all little Dollar Tree items. So this portion that's here is going to be that portion that comes down. So it's going to kind of look something like this. So I'm going to work on this, get it tied on, and then we'll get things into place. And I'll probably even add a few additional items to it. So let's get this going. Tie on the back with a nice bow. Yeah. Okay, now this is coming up. And these are my pieces that are down, that I am playing with the direction that they go. And I want all those little tails to be just perfect. Even though the tails are perfect, but we know nature is not. I want you to see the faces of the flowers. Here's our bow. Now I want some things over here. Aren't those cute? Cute little pieces. The apple tree really had a lot. I was amazed. A lot of color. I love these little purpley hydrangeas. And it picks up this ribbon just absolutely perfect. We are right under there, and I'm kind of putting them around the green. I want the face of the green to turn up just a little bit. And let's see what else I can put in. Now this birdcage really doesn't do a lot of moving. It pretty much stays in place. So what I'm going to do at this point, I didn't put a lot of flower foliage in the back. And so that's what I'm doing now. And I'll also put some of these flowers down a little bit at the bottom, so you can see them peeking through. If I get them in the right position, they'll slide right into the zip tie. Turn, you can see. Okay, see our ribbon. I need a little something right there. Get another little purpley piece. You know, the only thing I can complain about are the little sticky pieces that they put on the little stems. And I know they do that so that people won't walk off with them. But you know what? It makes it so hard when you're trying to decorate, trying to get all that off. And it takes an awful lot of time just to get everything where it's supposed to be. Okay. All right. Oh, I like that. And there's our bow. So we've got interest from all directions. There we go. And I think I have one more little bit of purple that I'm going to add in. Right there. So it kind of comes in. Now, we're not finished yet. Well, I guess you know, today is the birdcage. Tomorrow, we're going to have to put together a tablescape. So you're going to want to check that out. Also coming up, we're going to be taking a look at a kitchen vignette. Just a very cute area in our kitchen. So come back, because there's going to be a lot of things going on right here in the kitchen of Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme, and you won't want to miss it. Well, this birdcage is just about over, and I'm adding just a few little touches. I am very pleased with how this turned out, and I'm going to take you in a little closer. Now I'm going to add a few pumpkins in so that we can have just a little more fall decor. I have certainly had a wonderful time working on the birdcage, and I'm so glad that you came along on that journey. Yeah, you know what? We are having a fun time relaxing and adding touches of fall through our home. Now, if you have not already done so, please be sure to tap that notification bell so that you'll know the next time I upload a video. And if you haven't subscribed, please do that. I really would love to have you as a part of the family. Now, for those of you who are tried and true, thank you so much for being with me and for accompanying me as I journey through the fall. And we are just having a great time. So, I say to you, blessings to each of you. I pray that you are doing well, that in spite of circumstances around us, remember the motto: we work hard in the kitchen of ebony, ivy, and thyme. We love God and family, and we know that everything else is just gravy. So, I will see you very soon right here in the kitchen of ebony, ivy, and thyme. See you soon.